All right, it's Coach Denning with Dojo Elite Fitness again. I'm here with Mr. Hanson with the Outdoor Challenge. Wanted to show you the man behind the madness that I was doing down there and kind of let him tell you his story, what got him going, how long he's been here, and you know, kind of what I enjoy. And this is exactly what I take my guys through. So, without further ado, Mr. Hanson, let's tell you about it.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you ran the obstacle. What did you think of it?
I loved it. I loved it.
You loved it.
Very, especially with, I train a lot of wrestlers, a lot of MMA fighters, jiu-jitsu, judo, and that kind of application for your strength is what I find most valuable for those kind of guys. So.
Great. Well, I tell you, the reason we do this is I just love the sport of wrestling. I had a background in wrestling myself. I was from Iowa and I wrestled at the University of Iowa. And then I was a grad assistant at the University of South Dakota, and I coached high school wrestling in the state of Alaska for 17 years. And I've gotten so much out of wrestling in my life off of the mat, even more so than accomplishments on the mat. The lessons that you can learn from a sport that demands so much self-discipline and reliance and integrity and drive and motivation. And it's been something that I've wanted to be able to give back to the wrestling and sporting community, because like I say, not a week goes by that something doesn't come up that I can reflect back to what I learned through that participation. And when we moved here from Alaska, we have a ranch and we started running it as a guest ranch, and we also were involved in wrestling. My son was wrestling, and I helped through the youth program, through the junior high and high school. I helped to put on some clinics and taking wrestlers to other camps. And with the collaboration with some other coaches, that we were doing camps with, came up with the idea of doing a camp here, because we love wrestling, but there are so many other things we can do for training, like you're saying. You don't just go and do technique. You're into personal training and the things you need to do. And we're blessed with our location here, being on a wild and scenic river and having beautiful scenery. But we have hills and valleys and waterfowl and deer and all kinds of stuff. And it was just it seemed a natural marriage of having a wrestling camp, but also combining with outdoor challenge activities that are fun, rather than a traditional camp where it's 3 sessions a day, for a week, and by the 3rd day the guy's in another wrestling session. We're trying to break it up with fun events, but everything that we have that looks like fun are all designed as cross-training opportunities. Every event we do is a cross-training opportunity. The obstacle course that you saw is particularly great for wrestlers. There's a lot of core, a lot of upper body, and actually a good time approximates the length of a collegiate match. We also can build in team building skills, because that's the other thing we focus on here, is team building, because it takes a team to get you to that championship or that medal, and you can't do it by yourself. And so we also try to focus on that. And so that's the type of thing we're doing. We do it with, we have youth wrestling camps, we have junior high, high school, and then of course we have college team retreats that we share this with in the fall. And it's a great opportunity for the college teams, after the preconditioning, to get together in a competitive environment, but not competitive for your pecking order on your wrestling team. And so they can kind of let their hair down and have a great time and bond as a team. And we're also trying to share this in other venues, because we can only do so many wrestling camps. We're trying to make it available for church retreats, family reunions, youth groups, things of that nature. And actually we did an Easter Seals camp and had children of military parents, and it was just what they were looking for, because it gave them a hint of what their parents are going through in their training, with the running trails, the log workout, the obstacle course, and so it was a very rewarding camp for us. So that's what we do. We're just trying to give back, and we're in just God blessed us in bringing us to a spot that's just got beautiful scenery and all of these attributes. We take them canoeing, tubing down the wild and scenic river. We play river Nerf football. We do the obstacle course that you worked on. We do a log workout. We have our running trails. So we have to have a paintball tournament. So we just have a lot of events this year. And it's been very rewarding in many respects because we have had a good following. We're still building our camps, but this year we have a team coming all the way from South Carolina to our camp.
Wow.
We've had teams from Wisconsin, wrestlers from Washington State. Last year all the way from Florida and New York, Texas. So, and of course a good following from the Midwest.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, and that's why we love doing it. And if it wasn't for my wife, it wouldn't be possible. So that's what we do.
What would you say, one question, what would you say as far as, when you were wrestling and training, how would you say training itself as far as, traditional lifting, I do a lot of, everything is based on Olympic style movements, functionality is highly important, but also a lot of strongman stuff where you're using the logs and, we fill sandbags and we fill cakes with sand and just stones, whatever you can get your hands on. But I've noticed a lot with some of the athletes that I work with get so used to using traditional barbells and machines, and when you take them out here and use some of this equipment, that strength just, it doesn't transfer very well. They get so far away, they get so used to, the barbells and the dumbbells and those kinds of things. When their body is forced to move with a sandbag or to even body weight training, that was really big. I've tried to get those guys back in.
I would agree with you 100%, and that we developed some of the things that we do around exactly what you're saying, because we may have the same weight in the sandbag, but the gripping, it's a dead weight, trying to balance it, roll it up, is totally different. The log workout that we do, rather than having an 1 3/4, 2 inch bar, you've got a log that's got a totally different grip, totally different balance points, and I think it forces you to use different muscle groups for the balance and quickness, and that's all of our cross training opportunities. While you can see a relationship to a normal training, uses a different method to get to the same conclusion.
Right.
So that's exactly. Example, our river Nerf football. While it sounds like it's primarily a fun event, essentially I had Kevin Jackson here doing a camp, who at the time was the U.S. Olympic freestyle coach, and he kept questioning on this river Nerf football. River Nerf, what is this? What is it? He didn't understand, and when he saw it, when we were done, he said, "That is a great idea." He said, "They're having great fun. You're doing resistance exercise because you're running in water that's ankle to thigh deep. You've cut down the speed, so you're minimizing high-speed contact injuries. So everything we do, we put some thought in to accomplish a goal, but use a non-conventional method."
Right.
So yes, I think I agree with what you're saying, absolutely.
Yeah, I've noticed a big difference just in my training as past couple of years as I've gone towards that, and some of the guys that I've gone to for that information have really changed my game style. Just like you said, I'm trying to give that back to the athletes that I work with, and I notice a difference with them too.
Yeah, and a lot of this is trial by error. It's not so smart. It's just surround yourself with good people.
That's right.
That'll help you make good decisions.
That's right.
That's the other thing we're hoping to do, is potentially open this up to a grappling or mixed martial arts, because I think the training opportunities we have here fit well in, because there is more unconventional training in that area. And so that's something that we're hoping to open up in the future and potentially bring in something and do a mixed martial arts camp.
Yeah.
And then combine the cross training opportunities.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, when I go home, I'll get a hold of some of my guys and see what we can do.
There you go.
I think this would be the perfect setup for it.
All right.
We're going to enjoy it.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
All right.